Okay, so I had a question from a student the other week, and this question was, as I really enjoy the classes, I can only make it 2 times a week. I really want to train more. What can I do outside of classes to improve my martial arts, to get better uh, at what we do? And this is something that, again, it comes up a lot for people, whether it be just a time restriction, which it is for a lot, whether it's a financial thing that they just can't afford to train more often than they do. These things come up, but I'm always happy to help people who are passionate about doing it and want to do it more. I can completely sympathize with it because there was a time when I was only able to train at a class 1 time a week. And it was a constant battle to try and find ways of being able to train more often, to train regularly. So I'm going to have to make a few assumptions. So if this doesn't apply to you, I'll try to cover as much ground as I can, and hopefully you can take something away from it. I'm going to assume that you do have time. The time just doesn't match up with the timetables. So whatever your school is, your day off or evening off, there isn't a class or there isn't availability in that class, but you want to get a session in. Now, if you have a gym membership, as in a commercial regular gym, then I would certainly recommend introducing some form of strength work, strength and conditioning training into your program. Because what you're going to do at classes primarily is going to be a skill-based session. So you're going to be practicing your skills, working on your techniques. Outside of the classes, what you want to develop on is your physicality. So the fitter you are, the harder you can train, the stronger you are, the more you can get out of those run sessions, out of those run classes. So that would be my main suggestion is if you've got an extra day in the week when you want to get in more than just what you do in the sessions, I would get in a gym session if you're not already doing so. If on the other hand, you already are getting in gym sessions and you're doing your martial arts, but you want to do more of your martial arts, then at that point, it kind of depends on what you have access to. So let's assume you have access to basically nothing other than some space in order to train in. What you can work on, and what I really recommend for a lot of people, is incremental parts of your martial arts. So as an example, I think if you just have access to a wall and enough space to lift up your leg, you can do a lot in terms of developing your kicking technique just from that. For example, hand on the wall, chamber the leg, and work chambers for 3 sets of 30 seconds. Or kicking from the chamber, or holding the leg fully extended out from the chamber. There's a myriad of drills. If I get time, I will put together a little PDF and try to remember to put it under this video with some ideas of what you can do with just that. Same thing applies to your strength. If you've just got space at home, push-ups, sit-ups, if you can get access to a pull-up bar, squats, all of this stuff is going to hugely benefit you. Another thing, and this is probably the thing that most people will not do, but if you can, I really would, is put in a stretching session. And I always recommend trying to do stretching with something. I always compare stretching to the vegetables of the dinner in terms of training. If your bag work or your pad work or your sparring is the meat and potatoes, your stretching for so many people is the broccoli. Now, you might be a bit of a weirdo like me. I quite enjoy eating broccoli and I quite enjoy doing stretching. I don't have an issue with spending time on it, but I understand that for the vast majority of people, they'd rather not eat the broccoli and they'd rather not do the stretching. For those people, what do you do with the broccoli? Maybe you put some hot sauce on it. Maybe you deep fry it. I don't know. Whatever you do to help you get it down. With it, when it comes to your stretching, I recommend doing it if you're going to watch TV, if you've got a Netflix show that you're binging, do it whilst doing it. Don't sit on the sofa, get on the floor, sit in the box split, sit in a front split, seated split, whatever position, whatever muscles you want to work on, and watch the show whilst working through a stretch progression. It doesn't really take any mental work. You can just be doing it And this, if you can do this 30 minutes every day, 5 days a week, you're going to see such a dramatic improvement in your ability to throw kicks over time. Now, things like shadow boxing in front of a mirror are great. It's low impact, it is technique focused, it also helps build your cardio. If you've got access to a skipping rope, that's a brilliant way to work on your agility, footwork, cardio, stamina. There's tons of things you can be doing outside of the club and outside of the set sessions in order to get more training in. Another thing I highly recommend, and again, this isn't going to be possible for everybody, but you never know until you ask, is see if there's anyone else from your club, from another club, just a friend of yours who's willing to meet up, whether it be at a gym, whether it be at a park, at one of your houses, grab a set of mitts, grab 2 sets of gloves, whatever, and just do some drills, do some work. We're going to be putting up a lot of drills and examples of classes up on the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to pull stuff off and just do it. You can pull off from the syllabus, and again, if you don't train with us, whatever you've been practicing in classes that week, effectively just repeat the session. We spoke before about repetition, so just take a few simple combinations, put on a timer, and get to work. And working out with a partner, always a great way of keeping motivated and staying on the course. So that's it. If you are looking to train more outside of training, get to the gym if you can, train at home if you can't, try to find a workout partner, stretch in front of the TV, kicks up against the wall, all of that good stuff, shadow boxing in front of a mirror, just find a way to make it happen. If you love it and you enjoy it, just try and find a way to train more often. Alternatively, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, is take a look at your schedule, take a look at your priorities in terms of where and when you're spending your time, and maybe you can fit in that extra class. Maybe there is wiggle room to get down one more day a week. Maybe you can sacrifice something else. And again, it all depends on how important it is to you. So yeah, they're my recommendations to get more training in outside of classes.